Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I wanted to stop in and say hello real quick before I head out of town. I'm actually going to Colombia today. And Colombia is a place that I go to because I got a niece there. My brother lives there. He and his wife, who were both engineers, they used to be on the corporate plantation. They left the plantation to start their own business. And when they started their own business, they became what are called digital nomads. And a digital nomad is somebody who basically lives in different cities, and they just move around and they live in a place for 3 or 4 weeks and they move somewhere else. And he and his wife did that. And I'm gonna tell you, it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of freedom, and I really applauded the fact that he didn't live sort of a standard typical life. He actually did his own thing, his own way. And I encourage you to do your thing your way. I encourage you to not feel like you have to fit in a box. Don't feel like you got to do the standard 9 to 5, 40-hour-a-week thing. In fact, think about this. Most people actually spend more time on their job with their boss than they spend with their own children. So give me a yes or no if you think that's normal. Yes or no? Do you think it's normal that the average American spends more time with their boss than with their children? And think about this. You love your children, but you hate your boss, right? It's almost as ridiculous as the fact that Black people actually give more money to our oppressors than to other Black people, right? We'd rather support a white business than a Black business. We give 1.2 trillion to white folks, and just the scraps to Black people, and then you claim to be fighting oppression when you can't be fighting oppression if you're fighting yourself. You can't be fighting oppression if you're contributing to the oppression. Now, I'm not going to take too long in this conversation. I'm going to actually head out in a second. The family's actually upstairs waiting for me. The guy just got here to pick us up. So we're about to bounce up out of here. So I'm going to be very, very quick. Do me a favor, if you could, please hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button. And also for those of you that are interested in learning how to actually live in other countries and work digitally and make your money online, stuff like that. My brother actually put together a curriculum in the Black Business School on how to become a digital nomad. So you can go to theblackbusinessschool.com, that's theblackbusinessschool.com. We can also teach you how to invest in the stock market and stuff like that. The stock market has been on a tear. It's going to hit a new record high today. It's been hitting record highs consistently over and over again for a very long time. And so at the end of the day, it's going to be a banner year, and it's been a banner decade for the market. So I encourage you to learn to invest in the stock market. That's a big key to wealth. So go to theblackbusinessschool.com. You can get started for free. So let me speak quickly on the Dame Dash thing. Dame and I, we work together a lot. We actually did a program called Intelligent Boss Moves, which some of you may remember. And Damon, and I know Damon pretty well. And I worked around him, been around him, quite a bit. And we don't work together as much as we used to. And like I said, I don't go around, spitting out private business about stuff on people. I just don't do that. So if you want to know why we're not working together, you'll never know, because I'm not going to ever blast him in public. But here's the deal. Damon Dash was hit with this $50 million lawsuit from a lady who's claiming that he touched her, that he they used the word sexual assault, but actually it's not assault. It was actually, I think, more groping related, which I don't know if that's a form. I don't know exactly where the line is drawn between assault and something else, because now they want to make everything into assault. Everything, they want to put everything in the same category. I don't agree with that. I think that there's a continuum. There are nuances to it, and I don't think people will respect that anymore. And I think also, as a Black man, once you're accused, you're kind of done. Salim Akil, for example, who created the show Black Lightning, he had a girlfriend apparently that got mad at him and just made all these crazy accusations. Next thing you know, Oprah cut him cut his show. The show he and his wife had just out of the Oprah Winfrey Network, which I thought was unfair, because here's the deal. You can accuse a Black man of anything. Black men can get accused of anything, and people will act like an accusation is the same as a conviction. And I think it's very important to understand this. When I talk about the Damon Dash thing, here's the deal. I don't know anything about what Dame does in the bedroom. I was never there. I've never been in the bedroom when he's been there. Second of all, if you want to know what I saw, I never saw any instance where he did anything inappropriate to a woman. I just didn't. I didn't see anything that even made me think that could happen. He had a girlfriend named Rocky, who's now his fiance, who is that's kind of his ride or die. They were very close. But third thing I'll say is this: I think it's very important to always remember that when you accuse somebody of something that might ruin their life, the burden of proof is on the accuser, not on the accused. I've heard people come to me and say, things like, well, groping is hard to prove, and I say, yeah, it is hard to prove, which is why, you can't necessarily send somebody away for allegedly touching somebody, because if you can't prove it, and nobody saw it, then, remember the burden of proof is on the accuser. What people make the mistake of believing, I want you to process this, think this through, is they make the mistake of assuming that the accused has to prove that they did not grope the person, right? That the accused is the one who has to present evidence that they did not do it. That is not the way the legal system is supposed to work. The way the justice system is supposed to work is that if I go out here and I grab you, Dyron, and I accuse Dyron S. of doing something terrible, I say Dyron, stole something from me. He grabbed my booty. He looked at my, he touched my child, whatever the hell it is, something terrible. It's on me to prove that he did it because I'm trying to ruin his life. I'm coming after him. So because I've laid down the gauntlet, I have to provide the evidence. If I can't provide the evidence, then it becomes he said, she said. And I think it's important to state this, and I state this publicly because I think it's important to really speak up on this issue, because Black men are being kind of hit hard with this sort of stuff, where there are people that know that they can just lay any accusation on a Black man and people are going to believe it because it was a Black man. That's how Black Wall Street got burned down. Black Wall Street got burned down because a white woman accused a Black man of touching her, which I guess touching a white woman is like worse than the death. It means you deserve the death penalty or something, I guess, because their bodies are so sacred in the minds of some. And next thing you know, they use that as an excuse to go burn down the entire city, to kill tons of people, to incarcerate hundreds of men, and to steal $1 billion worth of wealth. So anyway, Alicia's looking at me funny. So it's actually time for us to go. I know that they're outside. They weren't supposed to get here till 1:45.
You know what? I will tell you one thing. As long as we leave by 9 o'clock, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll leave.
So I think, continue making your point.
Okay, I will continue making. Thank you for letting me do that, babe. I appreciate that.
Right.
So what I would just generally say, I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. Give me a yes or no on this issue, so we can at least try to see if we're on the same page. Yes or no? Are women capable of lying just like men? Can women lie just like men? Do women lie just like men do? Or do women always tell the truth? Can women lie the same way men lie? Give me a yes or no. I like to ask you guys simple questions so we can decompose complex solutions. I ask you simple questions to complex answers because I want us to understand that there's a concept called Occam's razor, which says the simplest solution is usually the one that's right. It's not always right, but it's usually right. So the simplest solution here is to just accept the idea that men and women can both lie. And if men and women can both lie, because we believe in women's equality, if men and women are both capable of lying, then why would we simply believe something a woman said just because a woman said it? And it's important to talk about that because we have to deconstruct some of this extreme, feminist rhetoric, which just is not true. That ends up destroying people's lives. There are Black men in prison right now who went to prison because somebody told a story. And y'all saw the Brian Banks movie where that poor brother lost everything, because somebody made up a lie. And remember that for every one Brian Banks that you find where you found out what happened, there's 1,000 more where you'll never know the truth. They're sitting in prison right now, crying themselves to sleep every night, never going to see their children again, going through absolute hell, maybe even getting raped every other day because nobody believes them because they're a Black man. So my point on this at the end of the day is that while I cannot speak one way or the other about Damon Dash's private life, I don't know enough about the man. I don't know nothing about what he does, when he's by himself. I will say that if somebody makes an accusation, it's up to them to provide the proof. And I think that we have to be very skeptical of situations where somebody comes out and says, I'm accusing a Black man of doing something bad to me. Now pay me a bunch of money. Again, if the goal was justice, then there would be police reports. There would be, evidence. There would be a quest for justice as opposed to a quest for dollar bills. Because if you go out to Hollywood, there's a whole lot of real thirsty people, male and female, who will do anything, say anything, tell any lie in order to get money. And remember, most of these people are actors. They're trained actors. So they know how to get your sympathy. They know how to cry on cue. They know how to present themselves in a specific way so that you will believe them without actually looking for evidence. So you got to just be smart. This is about protecting the Black man, and I just tell you, it's a real problem. And not because I think all these brothers are always good and innocent. We know bad people do bad things. It happens. But you're assuming that every Black man who's accused of something must automatically be a predator. And what you don't realize is that sometimes the woman is actually the predator, not the man. A woman can be a predator just like a man. If you believe in equality, then you believe in equality across the board. If you believe that men and women are equal, then you believe that they're equally capable of telling a goddamn lie. And if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to say to you. It obviously means that you're a little bit behind. All right, guys. So I'm about to get out of here. So please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. I'm headed to Colombia today. I'll do some, podcasting from Colombia, and we're going to do some business down there. And so you guys know we're doing stuff globally around the world. We're trying to connect with Black folks all throughout the diaspora to get things done and build Black wealth. And we believe in things like Black-owned business and things like that. I believe that's one of the keys to our strength. Remember, the Jews did it. If the Jews did it, then you can do it. You can do it. Give me a yes or no if you believe that you can do the same thing that the Jews did when it comes to building their community. They didn't have wealth or power, so they decided to start owning banks. They decided to start building movie studios. They took over the entertainment industry. They took over media, right? And they're only a tiny percent of the population, like 1 or 2% or something like that. If they can do it at 1 or 2%, then why the fuck can't you do it at 13%? Seriously, give me a yes or no if you believe that we are as strong and as capable as any other group of people in America. This is not anti-Semitic. This statement is not anti-Semitic. This is actually pro-Semitic. This is actually giving props to them for what they built. They were going through hell. They were being persecuted. They were being mistreated. And they decided to own Hollywood and build not just Hollywood, but all the businesses around Hollywood. So what they had with Hollywood and what it became is what you had when you had the Negro Leagues. You had the Negro Leagues in the same way Hollywood produced all these side businesses like the William Morris Agency and CAA, Creative Artists Agency, and private schools and all these other businesses connected to Hollywood. You had the Negro Leagues. You had the greatest sports league in the history of the world. And you have businesses coming out of that. Your problem was self-esteem. The problem was that you too are a white supremacist. The problem was that you really thought that the white man's ice was colder. So the problem was that you decided to throw away all your businesses so that you could go get jobs. You decided to throw away all your wealth so you can go sit next to so-and-so in a Woolworths and get a milkshake next to a white man. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that you have an unraveling process that you must go through in order to learn how to claim your own and build your own and become your own, because all of us are stuck in this white supremacy thing. So stop being a white supremacist and start believing in Black power. If you can do that for me, then please say something in the chat. Type Black power in the chat, and that way we'll be on the same page. And we're gonna start this day kicking ass. All right. So I want you to go out here and kick some ass. Do your thing. Don't be scared. Believe in yourself. Go for what's yours. Fight for your family. Fight for your, like Damon Dash actually used to say, fight for your last name, not for your first name. Well, that's where Damon and I actually agree at 100%. Fight for your last motherfucking name, because you are all you got. Got it? Are we on the same page? Kabish? All right, cool. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button if you before you go. Also, if you want t-shirts like this, some of you are asking about the shirt. We actually have a t-shirt shop at wokeblacktees.com. That's wokeblacktees.com. So feel free to pop in there and grab you a Black Power shirt or something, whatever you want to do. And last but not least, if you want to learn about wealth and investing and how to get in on what's going on with the stock market and all that, we can break that down for you. Go to theblackbusinessschool.com, THE, that's theblackbusinessschool.com. We're engaging in rapid expansion into Africa right now. And we're already spread out pretty far throughout the United States as well. So we're doing the damn thing. We're getting it done. We're getting it in, and we're going to make it happen. Ain't nobody going to stop this train. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good day. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.